LeBron, how you doing tonight, man? Yo, you wish Diddy happy birthday, man? Where do you get the man that has everything, LeBron? You good?
It all unfolded in a way nobody expected, fast, sudden, and loud. 4 months, rumors had simmered down to background noise, just whispers on social media. But then, the sound of helicopters filled the skies over Brentwood, cameras locked on a convoy of black FBI SUVs driving straight through the iron gates of LeBron James' mansion. This wasn't gossip anymore. This wasn't clickbait. These were federal agents, boots on the ground, storming into the private world of the most famous athlete alive. Diddy's arrest was already yesterday's headline. His mugshot had been turned into memes. His trial, nicknamed the Freak-Off case, had been going on long enough to feel like a grim box set. But suddenly, the spotlight swiveled to LeBron. His house, those marble floors, the trophy rooms, the private theater, was now the stage for the next act in a scandal that refused to die. The shock wasn't just that his fortress was being searched, but that the case had come full circle to someone untouchable, someone no one ever imagined could get pulled into the storm.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
That's what made this moment different. The timing was razor sharp. The raid on LeBron's home happened just hours after another brutal week of headlines out of Diddy's ongoing trial. Everyone had grown used to hearing about his LA and Miami homes being searched. Stories about endless security cameras, locked vaults of hard drives, secret rooms. But LeBron? That was never part of the script. Not even the internet's wildest conspiracy threads dared to pull him into it. Until today, the whispers about Diddy had always gone deeper than money or drugs. There were legends of insurance files, recordings, photos, evidence collected as leverage over the biggest names in music, film, and sports. The most chilling rumor? That not all of it was kept in Diddy's mansions. Some, it was said, were stashed with trusted friends. So when reports surfaced that agents were rifling through LeBron's private office, those whispers suddenly grew teeth.
Known that I've talked for a while, a lot of people are buzzing that Diddy's former BFFs are real quiet.
And they have been.
And people were wondering why and who's the next to fall. And then Jay-Z comes out and then LeBron James says, I'm stepping away for excused personal reasons. And people are going, oh, what is going on?
For anyone who hadn't followed every twist, the trial had already turned stomachs. Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former partner and protege, testified that the so-called parties weren't glamorous soirees, they were marathons of humiliation. Days blurred together with drugs, intimidation, and hidden cameras. She said she never truly consented, and that she'd give back every dollar of her settlement if it meant erasing the trauma. Her testimony cracked the glossy image wide open, forcing people to re-examine old photos, old videos, old guest lists. Now, with LeBron's name suddenly in the mix, the feeding frenzy grew savage. Agents outside his home. Rumors of seized files. A lawyer promising that enablers, famous ones, would be exposed. Even if LeBron was never charged, even if the agents walked away empty-handed, the sight of federal agents inside his house was the kind of scar that could shadow him for years.
Let's talk about LeBron James, the Lakers head coach, saying he is out for personal reasons. It's an excused absence. However, social media trying to connect it to a resurfaced clip where James joined Diddy Combs on a live stream and said, quote, hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party. I think that went viral. I remember when
The internet wasted no time. Within minutes of the raid, clips resurfaced, grainy Instagram lives, laughing sound bites. LeBron joking, no party like a Diddy party. On its own, harmless. Just a phrase. But in this moment, it spread like a confession. TikTok remixes, meme edits, fake headlines. It all spiraled into a digital storm where perception mattered more than proof. Comment sections blew up. That's the guiltiest line ever. One post read, racking up likes by the tens of thousands. Reality, for most, didn't matter anymore. Screenshots and sound bites had already won.
And now for some of the biggest trending stories you'll want to know today. Sports legend. People call him the GOAT. LeBron James taking an excused absence from the basketball season. This, as resurfaced video, is being examined in a new...
Meanwhile, conspiracies ignited. Old photos of LeBron in a maid outfit, whether real, fake, or AI, were repackaged as ritual evidence. Silence from LeBron's camp only fueled the fire. He'd spoken on politics, social justice, league drama, you name it. But now, nothing. Not a word. And that silence became a story in itself. Candace Owens mocked him on air. He always speaks out, so why not now? She asked. For critics, silence was the loudest answer.
Talks in this complaint read about fearing for his life, not just while he was working for Sean Combs, but afterwards. He tells stories about physical violence, about a time where he actually had to drive 100 miles an hour to try to escape Mr. Combs, and says he didn't call the police because he worried that would be a
Behind the chaos, more testimony surfaced. Employees, assistants, former friends describing violence, intimidation, near escapes. Every word tightened the noose around Diddy's world, and by extension, anyone tied too closely to him. And then came another twist, an old spring break video. LeBron's son spotted with Diddy's daughters on a trip. The clip disappeared almost as soon as it was uploaded. Too late. The erasure became its own scandal. Was it innocent? Or cleanup? To the internet, deletion is always guilt.
The flight where Diddy said to her,
Showed her
she
the video.
testified
Showed her the
that
freak-off video.
he showed her a video of a freak-off that she participated in and said, if you don't participate in another freak-off when we get to New York, I'm going to put this video out. I'm going to send it to your mother.
And that's coercion.
She testified
if it's true.
to that.
If the jury
they
believes
believe her,
yeah.
that's coercion.
That's
they would have Cassie.
Every testimony painted the same picture: control, coercion, recordings as weapons. Cass's voice broke through like a warning siren. This wasn't parties and fun. This was survival.
So she testified, excuse me, that she was Diddy's ex-assistant. She said he her, sexually assaulted her in various ways multiple times. He exacted unbelievable violence against her, threatened her, one point allegedly threatened to take her phone and use anything on the phone.
Then came Brianna Bong Allen, describing how she was dangled over a balcony 17 stories high. Photos of bruises, a neck brace, it silenced even the most cynical doubters. This wasn't just gossip anymore. It was nightmare testimony turned into evidence, and still, LeBron's name floated in the orbit. No charges. No accusations. But proximity alone was poison.
People I don't think realized was he had cameras all over the place, unbeknownst to them. And now he has all that footage, supposedly. This is what I'm told. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens if, you're a huge, iconic, TV star or movie star, and you're in some...
The cameras. Always the cameras. Every guest filmed. Every room watched. If the rumors were true, the archives could hold decades of leverage. And now, whispers claimed investigators weren't just combing Diddy's faults, they were checking what might have been hidden elsewhere.
Not be involved with a famous singer to not come out, here's the price. And that they're just selling to the individuals that are in those, this is what I heard, they're selling those videos. So if you're Tommy X, and Tommy X is a big, big movie star, and he was at some of the Diddy parties, he was in one of those bedrooms with 3 other men, and he's happily married to a woman, and blah. Tommy doesn't want that video to come out.
That's the real nightmare. These tapes aren't just dirt, they are currency. And if they are real, the list of names at risk stretches far beyond music. Actors, athletes, politicians. Anyone who ever showed up. And now, because of a single raid, LeBron's name sits at the edge of that fire. Is he just collateral damage? A friend with bad timing? Or is there something deeper in those files, in that silence, in those vanished clips? The world wants answers. But tonight, all we have are questions. So here's the one that won't go away. Is LeBron James an innocent caught in the blast radius of Diddy's empire, or has the king been closer to the fire than any of us ever imagined? Until the next revelation, stay sharp. Because in this story, even the truth may not be enough to save a reputation.